Thank you for joining me for devotions. Now, we've been talking about how we react to all the bad things that's going on in the world today, and with prophecies. Bible says there's going to be wars and earthquakes, and we see all that taking place. Okay, most important thing, don't be left behind. If you know anyone you even question it's not a Christian, you need to go after them. If you have a child and they don't go to church, or a brother, or friend, and somebody that used to go to church, and that people say, well, Pastor, my family, they know the Lord. They don't even go to church. If they don't have enough faith to take them to church, I doubt they have enough faith that they're going to get into heaven. We're saved by grace. But there will be fruit. Remember, Jesus said he went to the fig tree. Remember that? That's a double meaning there. Yes, it does mean Israel, but also believers or people. He went to the tree. There was no fruit. He destroyed the tree. Okay, it wasn't real. It wasn't real. Just a bunch of leaves. Look here. Matthew 24:40. Okay, talk about the rapture. There are going to be two men. They're going to be in the field. One's going to be taken, and one will be left. Two women will be working at the mill. One will be taken, one will be left. Now, this is all about the second coming of Christ, but it all refers very well to the rapture of the church. Imagine you're working there and you're taken out. Let's say you're not believing. All of a sudden, the people around you are gone. It's going to be on the low end of people. They'll be taken. All children, young children will be taken. Little babies definitely will be taken from their mothers. Buses won't have drivers. Planes won't have pilots. Imagine. Operations won't have doctors. I mean, the people just disappear. The rapture is a time of separation. As the wheat is gathered and the chaff is left to wither. Now, in our minds, we like to think that everyone we care about who says they believe in Jesus are Christians. That is the furthest from the truth. The furthest from the truth. The biggest religion in America is Christianity. Jesus is wide is the road, wide is the gate that leads to hell. And very narrow is the road, and very narrow is the gate to get to heaven. Not because it's hard to get there, but he says because there are so few that trust in God. In the church, there's people come every week that don't know God. That's why they're not convicted of their sin. That's why they don't want to serve God. That's why you can barely get them to go to church on a regular basis. That's why they don't have daily reading of the Bible and prayer, because they don't know the Lord. Listen, you don't want to be left behind. Mark 13:24. In those days after the tribulation, listen how horrible this is going to be. The sun's going to be darkened. The moon is not going to give its light. Stars will be falling from the heaven. The powers in heaven will be shaken. It'll be a horrible time. The Bible talks about, and it's interesting, today they said the big earthquake's coming. It's coming. It's coming. We've been having local earthquakes up in New York City and New Jersey, over in Ohio. Not too many years ago, we had a light one here in Pennsylvania. The Bible says, the worst earthquakes that the earth has ever experienced, they're going to take place. Hundreds of thousands, if not maybe millions of people are going to die. Bible says meteorites are going to come crashing in the earth. This has happened in the past. We have proof of it. And as we look at that, scientists are telling us right now, let me tell you, that we see from our government has spent billions of dollars to protect this earth, where they study meteorites and near misses in which we've already had. But they know it's coming. Well, the Bible tells us it's going to be coming. You don't want to be here. It'll all be happening during the tribulation. The rapture is at the door. So the question is, are you ready? Are you ready? Look at Mark 13:26. And they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with a great power and glory. And he will be sending out his angels to gather up the elect from the four winds, and from the ends of the earth and the ends of heaven. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. You just think about this. Jesus coming on the clouds of the air, back to the earth at his second coming to set up his kingdom. The Bible says we're going to be right behind him, riding on horses. You say, well, I'm afraid to ride on horses. Well, you better get over it, because you'll be riding on a flying horse, okay? You won't have any fear in heaven. Listen, you need to be either born again, or you will wish you were never firstborn at all. You don't want to be left behind. I want you to go after anyone you think is going to be left behind.